So I did hear about this. She was killed in Arc Raiders or something, and she tried to file a police report on someone that killed her on a game. I don't know if it's Arc Raider or not, so we will check.
What would you do if you lost in a video game? Would you scream, violently slam your desk, maybe even annihilate?
I have something that happened to me sometimes is that when I am in peak anger, my hands start shaking. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Your controller out of rage? Well, no matter what you end up doing, all of these things are incredibly reasonable compared to what one streamer decided to do. You see, she got so triggered over dying in a video game live on stream that she went out of her way to contact a friend of hers who
The ultimate Karen.
just so
It is on Arc Raider, yes.
happens to work at the game studio itself in order to wrongfully ban the streamer who killed her for an entire month without any proof, all while making it a point to tarnish his reputation to their mutual friends. But wait, it gets even worse, because in parallel to all this, she would proceed to dox his personal information,
Oh my
like
God.
full name and address, so that she could eventually
She's the original bitch. Like, she's very, very nasty.
send the police after him.
Wow.
Guys, I wish I was exaggerating here, but this all actually happened because a streamer simply died in a video game. And the best
Yeah,
part is that much of this happened live on stream, where you can see
So she have the proof that she lied on everything.
the streamer in question
Not very big IQ.
lose her mind in real time while tilting harder than the Titanic. You simply don't see this every day, especially not when the game studio itself is somehow involved too. That's why I figured we had to talk about it. So without further ado, let's do this. All right, so to truly understand the severity of the situation, we have to talk about extraction shooters, a game genre that was pioneered by the game Escape from Tarkov. The objective was simple. You got dropped on a map with other players and your goals were to all loot as much gear as you possibly can. The main challenge though was that in order to successfully loot things, you had to extract. And if you died, you lost everything, even the gear you brought in with you. Other players had the same goal, and you had proximity voice chat. This meant that this game was perfect to extract the worst traits imaginable in a human being, which are greed and lies. And in that sense, it wasn't too different from survival games such as DayZ. The appeal was simple. When you had a lot of valuable loot and you came across other players, how would you deal with it?
Yeah.
Would you lie to them and then shoot them in the back of the head, or would you fight them and risk losing everything? Regardless of what you chose, it would make you react and act in ways that you never thought were possible. Because at the end of the day, that's why people played these games, to feel a rush of adrenaline that you only feel when your life is in danger. So it came as no surprise that the pioneer of this genre, Escape from Tarkov, would make a lot of money. The game would start in closed beta in 2017 and then would finally release in 2025. Within a month on Steam, it sold 1 million copies, and that's knowing that many people
I will probably test it someday because I play a lot of Arc Raider. I want to try other extraction shooters.
had already bought it in closed beta. This also meant that it single-handedly dominated the entire genre. There were no real competitors here. This is why when Arc Raiders was announced, people got very excited over the idea of a fresh game in the genre. What really helped this game as well were the content creators and insiders that played the game early and had nothing but good things to say about it. And while yes, it was incredibly hyped for a long time, and some people expected disappointment because of that, they ended up getting the absolute opposite. When the game came out on the 30th of October 2025, it was met with incredible success that no one could have ever expected. It managed to take Escape from Tarkov's formula and make it even more interesting. Other players were still a threat, but the concern of them killing you was way lower than the concern of getting killed by the very dangerous and smart enemies that are around the world. This would force you to drop whatever hostilities you might have
The vaporizer, fuck you.
against another player and work together because they're just that dangerous. And speaking of other players, the most arguable change that this game made to the genre was an aggression-based MMR, an aggression-based ranking system. If you like to kill a lot of other players, you were usually matched with other players with the same mentality, but if you never killed a player and weren't aggressive, you were matched with non-aggressive players who wanted to work together. At the time of release, this wasn't
So I saw an interview of the creator of Arc Raiders in the beginning, okay, as I said. They didn't plan to put people that don't shoot other players together. No. It was if you kill a lot, okay, they will put you with people with same level as you. But if you don't shoot people, for them, they weren't like thinking, oh, he wants PvE only. No, they were like, you are shit at shooting. So they will put you with other people with similar skill issues. But the players did transform it into kind of PvE lobby because they were like, okay, if you don't shoot each other, the game will put us together and we can all together play against the arcs. Like, it wasn't planned, it was created by the community.
Really known to everyone. There were theories about it, but it definitely helped keep a huge chunk of their players from leaving. This is part of the reason as to why it was able to maintain such a large player base for over 6 months after.
Yeah, that's true. Like, recently I'm trying to find other streamers to play with. So I'm watching a lot of YouTubers streaming the game and they all play PvE. So there is a huge appeal for PvE only. But they can't put the PvE only because it will kill the games. It's still an extraction shooter, so...
Least, it was able to attract people who would have never considered playing extraction shooters. Like, for example, the streamer Nessie Does. He's someone who mostly streamed and made content around the game Sea of Thieves, in which he trolled or messed around with people in the game that, in his opinion, deserve it, like hackers, for example. He would start playing Arc Raiders with the same goal, to make content, to make videos out of it, in which he tricks or trolls other people, which happens in pretty much every multiplayer game in which he interacts with other players. However, at some point during early March, and while playing Arc Raiders with a friend, he'd have the very unfortunate event of coming across the streamer PeachXO. And now I'm sure that some of you watching might be surprised here, thinking things like, wait, Mujin, this streamer has like 2,000 followers, 22 average viewers. What damage could she possibly do to this bigger streamer called Nessie? Well, if you've tried to apply to a job recently in this terrible job market, you'd understand very quickly we don't live in a world of meritocracy anymore. It's all about nepotism, which means the people that you know. Take Twitch, for example, one of the worst platforms in existence. They'll ban you for anything, and you could be one of their top 0.1% streamers, you'll probably still have a hard time reaching a real human being there. But did you know that Twitch has something called the Ambassador Program, where they pick out streamers—
No, don't tell me she is one of them—
that represent—
because they had recently someone identifying as a deer or a dog or something like that—
the entire brand and get a special badge and contact with the staff? Yeah, well, not to call anyone out, but there's literally people out there with 1 viewer that are a Twitch ambassador. This means that these people have direct access to Twitch staff, while bigger streamers with thousands of viewers potentially don't. The point I'm making here is that you don't need a lot of viewership to have a lot of influence that could potentially cause a lot of damage to someone. And that's exactly where PeachXO falls into place here, while also weaponizing a high-ranking contact of hers that works at Embark Studios, the developer behind Arc Raiders. However, ironically, this would all eventually lead to her own total downfall. Arc Raiders' matchmaking system is very straightforward. You can queue up as a solo player, as a duo with a friend, or as a trio with 2 friends.
Yeah, what you need to know is if you play solo, most of the time is like a hiking simulator, okay? You are running around, gathering stuff, extracting. If you play trio, you are playing raiders, okay? You are gonna PvP, you like it or not. If you go to trio, you are fucked. If you go to trio on Stella Montes, it's Resident Evil, okay? It's becoming a horror movie.
The game will always prioritize queuing up solos with other solos, duos with other duos, etc., etc. However, like most multiplayer games, the server for Oceania are absolutely dead. So if you live in Australia or New Zealand, for example, yeah, it's going to take a long time to find a game. Even worse, if you queue up as a solo, you might encounter a duo. There simply aren't enough players to be able to match them to people queuing up just like them. The reason why I'm telling you this is because it's integral to what would happen next, because around the first week of March, PeachXO would queue a solo game and encounter Nessie, which led to the event that permanently altered both of their lives.
I hope Nessie is back and got his stuff back.
Watch for yourself.
Hello.
Yo. Oh my god, perfect. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Can we kill her?
this is like really weird, but my friend is like completely stuck, and I want someone to knock him so I can like res him, and hopefully that knocks him out of the spot. He's literally just got completely stuck in this room.
But how is he your friend?
Oh, are you solo? I'm in a duo game. I duo queued with him.
Wait, what?
So I can't. But yeah, if you're solo, I'm duo. I can't knock him. He's like in here under these steps right here.
Why does this feel like a scheme?
Oh, these full traps there.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a defib, so I'll do it. Hey.
Classic Arc Raider experience. Like the guy, if you remember. We were in a friendly lobby. I was like, I have an assessor piece. Do you trade it for your vaporizer piece? And they was like, oh yes, absolutely. As soon as we trade, I was smart. I did put it in my safe pocket. He killed me to get back. Oh my god, look how angry she is. She didn't feel it. Oh, she's not having it. Oh my god. She looked toxic. She gave this toxic energy.
All right, so look, classic trap in games like this. If you've played any survival games like
Yeah, this was a very cute trap. There is worst. There is way worst.
DayZ or anything that involves other players, yeah, you've probably been through this. It's not pleasant, okay? It's not a
Yeah,
good...
but it's a part of the game. Like, if you play the game without this, it's boring. Like, what you gonna do? Like, play with friendly people that help? Nah, this is the thrill. This is the adrenaline. It's meeting people like this and surviving the encounter.
time, but that's just the nature of these games. That's what you're signing up for. He told her his friend needed help, he trapped her in a room, and then killed her. She wasn't the first player he did this to, and she wasn't going to be the last. I even think many of you watching would have raged at this, right? It's stupid, but you would have moved on afterwards. After raging a little bit, you would have just queued up the next game and started over. But of
She's not having it. Look at her face. She have murder intents.
course, that's not what the streamer here, PeachXO, would do. She'd actually decide to take this out of the game by leaving an inappropriate comment on the Steam profile of one of those two players.
What a fucking loser. What a fucking loser. Wow. I can smell the stank from here. Loser. TY for the free content. Suck a fat one.
Next, after leaving a comment on the Steam profile of one of the two players, she decides
She's a true Karen, leaving a bad review everywhere she can.
to report Nessie in-game. And out of all the different things she could have picked, for some reason she decides to go with scamming.
Because he scammed her friendship.
Like, he scammed her. So I don't even know what scamming would entail in a game like this.
Liar.
She didn't even spell it correctly.
Got me killed.
Yeah, as the game intend.
People like that make me hate the fucking game.
An hour after she had reported him in-game, Nessie would understand that he had just killed a streamer. And look, he has common sense. He understands
Oh no, he did talk to her. If he didn't, she would not have things to ban him from. Oh my god.
that killing someone like this wasn't the most fun way to play this game. So he made it a point to go to her chat and say, hey, GG from before. This would be her reaction, and this would be their brief discussion.
Hello, GG, but from before. Hi, Nessie. Were you the person, like, in...
Oh, she's happy. Look, she's like, he came to my trap. I will destroy his life and touch myself thinking about it.
we're looking for processors?
No.
No, you're one with the Stark friend. So you're the asshole from before. Right. Now, did you like the comment I left on the profile? So you're the asshole. You'll be quiet now.
Are we quiet now? Oh no, I was called an asshole. I should shut up.
Yes, where we're going with Dad.
No, don't do the baby talk, please. It don't suit your face. Oh, shut up.
Everything you did required you being an asshole.
So look, so far, I mean, he's been nothing but nice, right? He's trying to understand, like, hey, why am I an asshole? Like, I'm just saying GG, right? Like, it is what it is. That's just the game. So then she makes it a point to focus on his Twitch profile, seeing when he last streamed, and for some reason, commenting on his partner verified badge.
When was the last time you even streamed, bro? Let's have a look.
She is a...
It's just I'm chill. Oh, I'm chill. I'm allowed to call you an asshole because what you did was asshole behavior. I don't give a f that you've got a partner badge.
Bro, no one
She's so
said
jealous.
anything
She's so
about a partner
jealous.
badge. No
She's
one
like, yeah, he's a partner, not me.
even like... It's automatically equipped if you're partnered on Twitch. I know this
Yeah.
myself since I have that badge too. But for some reason, she's very triggered by it.
I've been over 30 days. You play some interesting games. Trying to look in with uni. I wonder if you're like being a shitlord over there too. I wonder if, like, you know, people are safe being around you.
So she asked why the guy hasn't streamed in a while, right? Even though he has no obligation to answer that,
like,
he'd say, I'm
it's none of her business.
trying to lock in for uni. And the first thing she says afterwards, right? She could have just ended it here and been like, you know what, dude? I don't agree with how you play the game, but whatever. It is what it is. See you later. No, she makes a comment about how, I hope people are safe around you. I hope you're
Yeah, because, you know, he killed her in the game, so he's a dangerous psychopath.
not harassing or even being weird around people in your uni. Like, dude, where did this come from? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. Your vibes give off. Good luck with that. Yeah. Good luck. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't care if you have a partner badge. I don't care.
He
if you have
didn't even talk about partner. He didn't even bring the fact that he's a partner. Like, he just said, GG.
Partner
He didn't
badge.
say, I am a partner and you aren't.
I just with his friend, his so-called stuck friend, you solo queued with your friend into a game and lured me in to kill me and like put a like back.
No, it's not him. It's not him. This is the game.
Oh wait, no, my family member's actually a lawyer,
And they are mocking him. Classic.
not me. Sorry.
All right, so he gets accused
Look. He's the kind that pray for your demise if you get an extra nugget in your Happy Meal and not her.
of being a weirdo around people IRL in college. And then she remembers that he has a partner badge, which triggers her so much that she banned him from her chat. I mean, the messages were nothing but nice. You know, she could have just ended it right here and then by just being friendly, bantering a little bit. I mean, they're Australian, dude. Banter's in their blood, and just ending it there. So seeing how unreasonable she was becoming, Nessie's friend, the guy who was pretending that he was downed, would come into the chat to also say something. He'd say, I just got lured into a room by a guy that wanted me to help him free his friend. He trapped me and killed me. I just got this game 2 hours ago. Is it always like this? As you can imagine, he also got instantly banned as well.
I want you to tell your little boyfriend.
Oh, of course, she will call him gay because, you know, he killed her in a game.
Tell your little boyfriend, thank you for the engagement.
Oh, yes, because, you know, she's a content creator and she's farming clips and she's so smart.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, you can also send all the screenshots from chat as like.
Thank you for the content.
The reason why this is significant is because one of her mods would decide to say, all right, I'm going to go report this kid for harassment, LMAO. And mind you, when the mod says this kid, he's referring to Nessie, right? They don't care about his friend. They care about Nessie because he's the one with the partner badge. Even though everything he said has been nothing but courteous. She's saying, oh, let's get all the screenshots and report him. Report him for what? He just came in the chat and said GG.
Yeah.
Like, what? Here's the thing. Regardless of how weird their entire interaction has been so far, things could have genuinely ended right then and there. For 99.99% of people on the internet, they would have never known this even happened. Unfortunately though, seeing how dead the Australian servers truly are, 2 days after this incident, they would end up getting into the same game again.
Oh no, she will recognize him.
And this is when things would truly escalate to ridiculous levels. So what happened here is that Nessie would come across Peach, right? And they would work together for a few minutes. What's interesting though is that Peach doesn't recognize him at all, right? She doesn't recognize anything about him. She thinks he's a random player that she encountered for the first time. Nessie, on the other hand, seeing that he's an absolute troll when he plays games like this, was planning to kill her anyway, regardless of whether he knew who she was or not. He'd eventually take out his pickaxe and start swinging. And by the time she dies, he'd realize something.
I'm just gonna hit her with a pickaxe.
Yeah, do it.
I thought we were friends.
I think I ran into you the other day.
Huh.
Oh,
no.
you're the little from the other night.
Yeah, I thought I recognized your voice.
Yeah, you're the one that was trying to flex his partner badge on Twitch. Guess
It
what?
auto-equips.
Still
It
is.
auto-equips.
I don't care. You can turn it off, bro. It literally is an option when you're in Twitch. But also, you've been reported for harassment on multiple levels by multiple people and towards CFBs too. People know exactly who you are and what piece of shit you are for harassment for what you did. It's all recorded.
Holy
It's
shit.
all done. I don't care who the f you think you are, but you're done.
Wait, what did I do?
How toxic she
He
is.
knows exactly what he did.
So here, she ended up surrendering, right? So instead of continuing the conversation, she just killed her character. But what's really interesting to note here is that before killing her for a second time, she had already implored her community to report him, not just on
He's gone everywhere. Okay. Oh, really?
Arc Raiders, but they stalked his Twitch, saw what his primary game was, and reported him in Sea of Thieves as well for harassment. I mean, look, I think we're all not crazy. We saw what happened the first time, right? None of this was directed towards her. He was doing this to other players
You can troll. Doesn't mean you are mean. Just like how the game works.
as well. She just so happened to come across him the first time, and he was nothing but courteous in her chat as well. What's really funny here is that there's also a comeback to the whole partner badge discourse, right? Oh, you came into my chat to flex it. Like, what? Again, it auto-equips. So by now, this went from somewhat of a misunderstanding to, oh no, I'm trying to just destroy your career. I'm trying to get your main account banned, me and my community, not just from Arc Raiders, but from Sea of Thieves to your main game that you make content on. Shit was getting real.
This fucking cunt. This little piece of shit. Q sniped with his friend so they could go into a lobby and play together in solos, and pulled me into a room acting like he's found this person like glitched in the game, blocked me in there and killed me. And then tried to come into the stream about an hour later, acting all tough and mighty, and I called him an asshole. And he was trying to flex that he's a Twitch partner.
He didn't. No.
Tough
he didn't
and
even talk
mighty. The
about
guy
it.
came in and said, hey, good game. And again, with the flexing of the partner badge. Dude, I feel like this is our main issue right here. Who gives a shit about a partner badge?
And I'm like, you know what? You're actually an asshole. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you think you are. And then because I called him out on his bullshit, he proceeded to then have his little boyfriends come and like hate watch me and like say these certain messages in stream. I'm like, bro.
Again, boyfriends. He only had one boyfriend, and it was his friend. And yeah, sure, you can argue what he said was sarcastic and kind of annoying, but I mean, dude, she left a Steam comment on his profile telling him to suck a fat one. I'm pretty sure the Steam comment that she left was actually on his friend's profile, and then she reported Nessie in-game. So his friend was absolutely warranted in posting a sarcastic message like that.
I don't give a fuck who this, like, yeah. Anyway. I wish I killed him. But I was so, like, what the hell? Like,
Imagine
this
they
guy,
meet
like,
again.
being fake nice. But no, he's not a guy. He's a piece of shit is what he is. He's been reported by multiple people that he's a piece of shit. Yeah. Yeah, well, you were here for this, counted? Like, it was all, like, it's all been screenshot recorded and reported to the proper channels. I was like, I'm
Wait.
not having it. Recorded and
this-
reported to the proper channel.
Good in the game by Nessie, those regards. What?
I was like, I'm not having it. Yeah. Not on my watch.
Go play Animal
Like,
Crossing or
I'm not
something.
an idiot.
Not
I know exactly what you're doing, my guy. Absolute cock stain. Sorry, that's offensive to cocks. Sorry, he's the smeg that lives in cocks.
So there you have it, another confirmation from her that she and other members of her community
Toxic
had
bitch.
mass reported him. And of course, she would spend many minutes after the incident calling him names, insulting him, etc. But of course, that's not where things ended. 2 hours after this incident, Nessie would be in another Arc Raider streamer's chat, as he always was. What he didn't know though was that this streamer had recently played with Peach. They had collabed. Peach also happened to be in that streamer's chat, and when she saw Nessie, she would at him and say, also be careful of Nessie. He's harassed me before our games and then again tonight in-game. This would of course make the chat turn against him. How dare you harass her like this? Was someone saying, fuck you fat dog Nessie, ban that guy, you're a dog, cut. That's very Australian. God, I'm gonna have to censor so much shit in this video. But that was Nessie's new reality, all because he was unlucky enough to run into her while he was playing the game like he always did. So look, so far,
His big mistake was to talk to her.
the only thing Nessie had done was kill her twice in a video game. Both of these instances were not targeted in any way. He just ran into her randomly. That's just the reality of how small the servers in Australia are. It is what it is. What he's gotten for this so far, though, has been a Steam profile comment that's inappropriate, a streamer in her community mass reporting him in both Arc Raiders and his main game, Sea of Thieves, and Peach going around the Arc Raider streamer
And she will call it like misogyny because, you know...
her community and telling them to avoid Nessie because he is a harasser, making him out to be some sort of creep. Now again, things to an extent could have still ended there, okay? They could have somehow moved on, forgot about it, whatever. We reported him, maybe it didn't work. She can just continue living her life. But that's not what happened. You might have actually noticed this by the balloons that are behind Peach, but she had actually turned 31 around the time this happened. This made her friend that works at Embark Studios, the creators of Arc Raiders, to come into her chat and say happy
and she will talk to him directly and ban him.
birthday. This person, of course, wouldn't just be anyone. It would be the community lead at Embark Studios, so someone who has a hand in anything involving the community. And here's how Peach would use this to her advantage to escalate this to ridiculous levels. Watch.
How are you? I'm gonna try my very best not to ask you an Embark question. I'm gonna do my research and I'll find an email address. I have been so excited. I want to say faggot for the expedition. I'm being harassed by someone who places.
Some people need to restudy English because I feel like a lot of drama happen because people use words that don't mean what they think. This is not harassment.
Is a streamer, and yeah, it's a whole thing. And I was gonna ask if there's like an email address to.
Yeah,
25%.
they use the harshest version of words for nothing.
Oh my god. If there's an email on the website to contact about it, because I've got evidence and stuff.
Evidence.
Oh yeah.
He trolled her twice.
Thank you. I did not want to, like, you know, I thought I was gonna have a look on the website, but that helped immensely. Thank you. But how are you feeling with the expedition?
So this is how she framed it to the community lead at Embark. I'm being harassed repeatedly by one player who's
She met him twice, randomly, while he was trolling.
making my life hell. Is there anything I can do in terms of like sending it to an official email? What's up? To which the community lead would say, yes, send me a DM on Twitch. She had direct access to the community lead. And seeing that the community lead, unfortunately, probably doesn't watch my channel, she didn't learn the very important lesson that is, there are two sides to every story. Conducting a ban based on one person's perspective is a recipe for disaster, but that's exactly what ended up happening. Nessie, who had been playing this game almost every day, creating content for it, would be temporarily suspended for 30 days immediately afterwards for behavior
especially for content creators, because like someone, for example, like him, is posting daily and each day have like an amount of money for to the end of the month he have like a salary. If he can't post that content and a lot of people watch him only for that content, he can't have money, like what we saw on the Roblox UGC. So it's very harsh for them.
that violates Embark's code
I
of
hope
conduct.
even the Embark Studio community lead will have something.
Without going into too many specifics, but he already knew what's up. He saw the VOD of her talking to the community lead. Because of this, he would end up creating a video that's unlisted called Message to Embark and sent it in his appeal. He would point out how most, if not all of the VODs that involved him and Peach had been deleted from Peach's channel. He would then proceed to go through everything we went through. In fact, all the clips I showed you were from his
So if everything is hidden, how did he get the shorts?
video, showing everything, their first interaction, their chat messages, the second interaction, how she tried to destroy his reputation in other streamers' chat, etc. By the end of it, he had compiled everything into a board on Microsoft Paint. On one side was him, and the worst thing he could think of where he was harassing her was just sending his friend to type his message saying, I just got lured into a room by a guy that wanted me to help free his friend. He trapped me and killed me. On Peach's side though, we can see the Steam comment, we can see verbal abuse, we can see mass report / witch hunt, we can see chat rallied against me with many mean messages, so aka ruining his reputation in other streamers' chat. So obviously it didn't make sense to ban him without banning her too. If he was going to be made into a villain, then she deserves to get some flack as well. He sent everything in the support ticket, but he didn't get a reply for 5 days. So instead he got desperate and reached out to the community lead directly through Twitch DMs. This is where he would say, "Hey Austin, I'm really sorry for reaching out this way. I believe you might recognize my name from an email you received from PeachXO. When reviewing her VODs for reasons that could have led to my ARC ban, I saw you in chat and assumed that the direct correspondence between you and Peach could have been what led to my ban. I feel horrible throwing accusations around, but there is no doubt in my mind that whatever email you received contained either outright lies or gross exaggerations. I have sent everything in my support ticket, but have received no reply in 5 whole days, and it feels very unfair to be waiting when in the instance of my interactions with Peach, it was myself who was actually harassed." He would then send the YouTube video I just showed you and then say, "This link contains a full timeline of all our interactions and shows how I was treated." This is when the community lead would reply with, "Hi there. I see this is an uncomfortable situation. I'd be happy to undo the ban, but I would need your assurance that any future interactions with Peach would cease. I'm happy to have the same conversation with her." Nessie would reply with, "Yes, please. All I want is this to go away. Please understand, however, that Oceania is small, and I have no idea if I run into her in-game unless one of us kills the other, and names show. I really want nothing to do with her, and if I see her in-game and somehow know it's her, I'll leave the game, or run away. Whatever you want." So look, it's important to acknowledge.
Yeah, you can't. Like, imagine he kill her in a mid-fight and she see that it's his name. What's she gonna do? Again, tell him, did he harass me?
So the community lead was in an uncomfortable situation here, right? Having to deal with the ban of someone that her friend was claiming was
She
harassing
wouldn't survive the Xbox 360 lobbies, I'm sure.
her. At the same time, though, as a community lead, you have to let go of your attachment to people and see things objectively. It's cool that you actually replied to Nessie and bothered talking to him, which eventually led to him getting unbanned early. However, saying things like, "I want your assurance that any future
Yeah, it's like he's siding with her.
interactions with Peach would cease" is definitely interesting. The guy had killed her twice. That's it. There was no proof he was targeting her. There was no proof he wanted to kill her in particular. He was just playing the game and ran across her. That is it. But still, he was willing to be cooperative if he knew that it was her. By this point, Nessie was unbanned. Great. But the threat of PeachXO and her community was still there. They were still tarnishing his reputation, and they were still trying to mass report him from games that he played. I mean, it had worked. She had banned him for 30 days. If she found out he got unbanned, God knows what she would have done. So he decided to take the explanation video he had made to the ARC Raiders team and publish it on his YouTube channel, titling it, "Streamer Mass Reports Me After Being Trolled in ARC Raiders." It'll be uploaded
She she will get angry
on March 6th, 2026, and it would get over 10,000 views. This was him pretty much defending himself and trying to repair whatever reputation he still had left in the ARC Raiders community after the damage that PeachXO had done. In theory, it's a pretty good idea. The problem, though, was that he was dealing with PeachXO, and she was about to escalate this to unforgivable levels.
Oof.
Because shortly after the video would be uploaded, it would get copyright claimed. Nessie would receive an email saying, "We received a copyright removal request for your video. Based on applicable copyright law, we've removed your video from YouTube. Content used, this is from a stream VOD from Peach's channel. Content found in entire video. Removal request issued by PeachXO. Contact info is the same email you find on PeachXO's social media." This was her. Now look, a copyright removal is a very big deal, okay? It gives you a copyright strike. You get a few of those, your channel gets deleted. It's not like some...
Yeah, you need, like, if you get 3 in 6 months, they remove your channel, and for one strike to go, it's like 3 months.
thing you just do because you feel like doing. This is like you genuinely messing with the law. Now, the good news is that you can counterclaim. And unless the other person actually hired a lawyer, they can't, counter again. In order for them to counter again, they have to actually take you to court. The problem, though, is by the time you counter, many people who actually do copyright strikes have already won. They don't actually care about the video being taken down. They care about getting your personal information because that's the only way you can counterclaim. And it's been a problem on YouTube for years. This has been a tactic employed against content creators by malicious actors who seek to harm them by getting their personal info. And unfortunately, that's what Nessie had to do to counterclaim this video. He had
Oh, she did this to get his information.
to put in his full legal name, his street address, his phone, his city, his email, his postcode, and his country. Peach only had to supply
That's
her
nasty.
email address. He had to give everything. And yeah, you guessed it, the person who copyright claims a video, when they receive the counterclaim, they can see all of this. Nessie would tweet about this and say, "How cool that the person who got their chat to mass report me everywhere for killing them in Arc Raiders now has access to all this information." But now you think, come on, dude, listen, okay, yeah, she's been very unreasonable. She's been very weird throughout the whole thing. She's not actually going to do anything with this, right? Like, come on. You'd really have to be crazy, right? Well, it turns out that Peach truly is that crazy. Because shortly after Nessie's appeal to the copyright strike, Peach would tweet this out on her account, saying, filing a police report on the partnered Twitch streamer who keeps harassing and stream sniping me and causing people to send death threats to me. I
He don't even give a fuck about you.
yelled at him in a game. He stream sniped me and I told him via proximity chat that I've reported him and people who witnessed his shitty behavior in game have reported him too. They told me. He thinks I mass reported him. Thanks for thinking I'm big enough to mass report though. He made a hate video about me, so naturally I reported it
I hate video.
to the e-safety commissioner and he still won't stop, so now I'm reporting it to the police. I also copyright strike the video to YouTube as are a nightmare to talk to about harassment / bullying / death threats. She would then end this by saying, how I love being a woman on the internet.
Yeah, she's using the woman privilege.
Yeah, so look, just in case you've watched this video so far and you don't have any common sense, don't worry, I got you. All of this, from start to finish, did not happen because Peach was a woman. Peach could have been an alien from Mars. She could have been like one of those fictional aliens from Star Wars, whatever you want, dude. She could have not even been from Earth. This is about her behavior. And the fact that she's making it about her gender is an injustice to anyone who's actually had to get harassed and stalked and all these things on the internet. These are real cases that deserve attention. And this case right here doesn't deserve to take any attention away from people actually struggling and suffering.
She's trying to get drama, to get attention and grow.
Can't believe she said this with a straight face. At the same time, though, when it came to Nessie, he was back to square one. The video of his that he made to defend himself was taken down, and now he had to live with the idea, going to bed every day thinking, are the police gonna knock at my door? Things were getting very serious very quickly. He understood that he couldn't do this by
Alten, let me say the B word on her. Yes, say it on my behalf.
himself anymore. He needed help. So he reached out to a friend of his that also happens to be a Sea of Thieves content creator and asked him to help. And so he did. He went by the name The Bee. And on his channel, they would both upload a video titled Streamer Wants My Friend Arrested for Killing Her in a Video Game. And within just 2 weeks, it would amass over 500,000 views.
Oh, go report him now.
It would
He's a
go
bigger B than anyone I know.
over a lot of clips that were already featured in Nessie's video. And near the end of the
like, she's very nasty.
video, they would update everyone and telling them that yes, Peach claimed to have reported him to the police because she doxed his information through a YouTube copyright strike. How disgusting can you get as a person? At this point, it was over. Nessie's video didn't really get that much attention, but this one did. The Arc Raiders community was well aware of what Peach had done now, and it had even reached people who don't even play the game. Because you were that bothered that the person who killed you had a partner badge.
The person writing this is called Son of Satan. And he's playing Arc Raiders, just so you know who you are dealing with.
Come on, man. So as you might imagine, after the Bee's video came out and everyone was well aware of her actions, she would proceed to private her Twitter
Oh, come on.
account. No apology, no accountability, just running away and pretending like nothing happened. She, of course, has not streamed since then either. This all could have been avoided multiple times throughout this entire timeline. She could have stopped at any given moment and moved on, but no, we had to report him to the police. When it came to Nessie, though, he had finally gotten his video back up on March 26th,
YouTube copyright abusers can fuck a fat one.
2026, so almost 20 days after uploading it. The memes that have come out from this have also
When you kill a streamer in Arc Raiders and now the police are knocking on your door. I love it.
been pretty funny, of course. But in the end, I think what really blows my mind here is that this was all done by a streamer with 2,000 followers, right? Someone who doesn't really have that much of a mass influence on
She's
people.
playing with all the privileges she can. And that's stupid. Imagine something happened to her and she go to prison or something or go to banned for life. And people are like, why did this happen? No, because I reported someone that was harassing me in game, killed me twice.
One has to ask themselves, what would Peach have done in this situation if she had 10 or 100 times the followers and the viewership?
Well, this is actually what some big female VTubers do. I will not name them, but you know who we are talking about. A small inconvenience, they ban people and treat them and blah, 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 blah.
Honestly, it's scary to even ask this question, but
Okay, I will
we've seen
take
it
it
multiple
away.
times, especially on my channel. Some people let the influence get to their heads, their egos become inflated beyond belief, and they end up hurting people in the process. Guys, don't play extraction shooters if you don't expect to get killed by another player, and if you do, please don't dox them and involve the police. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see exclusive content, including awesome high quality drawings, as well as 2 exclusive yapping videos
Drawings
per month,
look
then
nice.
make sure to check out my stacked page in the description.
As usual, I have no idea what his stack page, but if you like his content, you should check it. Support him. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like our creators, you should watch me rage live each Thursday. See you all next time, and bye bye. Big kiss.